we've lost some of our avarice, avarice, greed. We've lost some of our money lust. We've lost some of our hostile tendencies. But in terms of mountain climbing, that's Camp 1. Camp 1, you still have, the hot food. You have the tents, good-sized tents you can stand up in. You can walk around, it's not too cold, there's enough oxygen to breathe. And you put pictures on the walls of Camp 1. You know what those pictures are of? The peak. Pictures of the peak. The masters of old. And their equipment. Candles under them. I'm smiling, but I'm not making fun, because I understand that Camp 1 is infinitely more adventurous than life in the flatlands. Infinitely more adventurous. It is. And one could be seduced into stopping there. But it would be, that stopping would be a giving up of some possibility that we have not learned about. We've learned about so many things, but how could we draw on that possibility? Because we haven't really learned about it. We have learned about doing good things for people. And we believe that doing good things for people is possible. We have learned that certain negative states that we have are self-created and unnecessary. We have learned some things along the way, and even those of us who have had more progressive upbringings have learned even more things than that. But we have not learned actually, factually, to the extent that we could believe it, that we could return to a living light and sound inside ourselves that is our connection to whatever keeps us going. We haven't really learned that to the extent. Hey, where's John? Sick. To that extent that we could believe it, that we could live it, that we could pursue it. Because those of us who do pursue the finer goals that we have heard about, that's admirable that you've done that. But how could you pursue a goal that is in no way real to you? A word like enlightenment. It's a catch-all for so many things. It does not have a specific meaning and understanding for us. Enlightenment, that there is a light somewhere. Not the light of understanding, not the light of knowledge, but an energy light in the dark, inside us. And that light has the possibility of being as real to us as this external world. It can be discovered. It's a very fine and rare discovery. Fine in terms of vibrationally fine. And rare discovery. To find even that tail end of that light, that glimpse of that light that exists for a human being and can be followed in meditation to its source. And maybe if we did hear that story somewhere along the line, we also heard it mixed in with so many other stories and so many other people and so many ideas of meditation and yoga and various practices, all mixed together. So it was not really clear to us what climbing is, whereas when you climb a peak in the Hindu Kush or the Himalayas or the Andes, you know the name of that peak. You have the vision of that peak. It comes to a point. It's followable. But in terms of those of us who have spiritual aspirations, they're unclear and general. And we have not really even learned and understood and absorbed the precise possibility of what a human being can do in life. To rediscover the connection that has always been there, but that is lost through the process of being born and living and going out and exploring and doing and experiencing to a certain point where a person feels the repetition of it and feels the magnet to return to something amorphous, something unclear, but something other than going out further, doing it again in a different way, whatever has been done before. But the difficulty of that point of frustration, that open door that happens for a moment, that repetition, that dissatisfaction of repetition, at that point when that door is open, there are two possibilities. We run into something new, which is a relatively remote possibility, or it stays around for a while and then we find some way to go on. Maybe with some repetition and telling ourselves a story. No, this will be different this time because I'm doing it this way, and last time I did it another way. But imagine the good fortune of right within that space, right within that cusp, one would run into another possibility actually. Not of going out further, but the possibility of return. Not going out further under the guise of a name of something that really was not returning. Just another level of control, another level of manipulation, another level of I, another level of I want, I like. Maybe in beautiful surroundings, maybe in natural surroundings, maybe a more mellow traveling companions, but still another form of going out. Imagine the good fortune of running into the possibility of returning to that inner reality, not but in increments, in steps.